All right, Cardi B, welcome back to VladTV.
Oh, hello there. It's been a very long time.
Well, yo, congrats on all your success. I think you proved all the haters wrong.
Yeah, I still feel like I gotta prove more. You know, it's never enough. But I'm very proud of myself. Like I've been doing things that I didn't thought that it was possible for me to do, and things that people told me that I would never do. So it's like, yay.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you're in a really good space right now.
Yeah, I'm in a very good space. Well, right now I'm in a very competitive, not competitive. I'll say like in a space that there's a lot of peer pressure to succeed. Well, I feel like I succeeded, but to do more, and it's like a little bit overwhelming. But I will never complain for what's on my plate right now. I wanted to eat, right? So
And you eating.
I'm in.
That's what's up. So let's start at the beginning. You grew up in the Bronx.
Yes.
So what was the Bronx like back then? Because I know you kind of had issues with your mom. You and your mom would fight a lot and so forth.
Well, you know, I moved to the Bronx when I was like 8 years old from Washington Heights, and I started going to school in the Bronx when I was in sixth grade, when I was 11, and it's just like I noticed that in order everybody was cursing a lot more than the norm that I would curse, and it's just like everybody really like when I was in sixth grade, a lot of girls they wanted to fight me, and I felt like I kept fighting every single day, and it got to the point that when I was like in middle school already, it was normal to me. Like it's like I gotta do this. Like this is what I gotta do. I remember when I was like around 12, 13. On my block, I was in a van, my dad minivan, and he was driving, and then he stopped real hard, and some guy dropped in front of us, and I'm like, oh my God, Dad, you just hit this guy with a car. Everybody's gonna jump us. All these niggas is gonna jump us, and he's like, I didn't hit him. He just fell. And then when we got out of the car, me and my little sister and my dad, somebody shot him in the head. He dropped because somebody shot him in the head. And just little things that you get to see. Like I feel like in order to get popping or get respected around my way, like I feel like you gotta fight, or it's like you gotta be in a gang. I'm not saying that you have to, but like a person like me that like always want to fit in, like, you know, people want to fit in, people want to be the cool kid. You see TV, like you see on TV, and you see these the popular girls are so prissy and like they hang out with their little clique. Well, in the Bronx, the popular kids are in gang, are smoking.
So I mean, when you talk about getting into fights, like how many actual fist fights have you gotten in like your entire life, if you were to actually count it out?
13, 12, 13.
Fair amount. Did you get better after a while? Did you learn how to maneuver?
I won some and I lost some. I won some, I lost some, and I got jumped a couple of times. So, but either way, even though like the street was a big influence to me, I was always more scared of my mom. Like, all right, the street is a big influence to me. I was still more scared of my mother, and just because I was so scared of my mom, I was still going to school. I was studying, and then I was really smart. And you know, a lot of rappers, they be saying how their teachers used to tell them like they ain't never gonna be shit. Like my teachers always used to tell me like, you're very smart, like you have the potential to be anything that you want to be, but besides of you being smart, there's something about you, like you're so special. I feel like you're gonna be something. I feel like you're gonna be somebody or something one day. Cause I always been like the class clown. I was always very funny, very outspoken. I always try to debate people. I always had an opinion. I always used to raise my hand. Well, in the subjects that I used to like, and I always participated in everything. So I always I was always like good in school. Like if I was, the only reason why I had like bad grades or I didn't get accepted to a very, very big college, I got accepted to every community college, not like the universities that I wish to go to. Like my mom work in Pace University and I always wish to go there. Is cause like I was too busy trying to be popping. I was too busy chasing guys, chasing niggas, little young niggas and shit. And that's what like slowed me back.
Now, when you talk about you were more scared of your mom, like you talked about in other interviews that your mom actually put her hands on you like regularly, right?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say like, oh, my mom was like an abusive mom. My mom was a very great mom, like a great mom. Like she used to work, and from work she used to come home, clean, and feed us and cook. And I feel like that's just tough love. Like, and you know what? Like when I was younger, I used to be like, I hate her. I wish she hit me. But now I'm so grateful because you know what? On my mom's birthday, on her last birthday, I was giving her gifts, right? And then like she was like, I'm sorry guys. And I'm like, me and my sister was like, sorry for what? She was like, I used to be so hard on you guys. And I was like, no, thank you, because if you wasn't, we would be like most of our friends. Like most of our friends, they locked up and they have mad kids. They have nothing going on for themselves. And I feel like if my mom wasn't tough, I probably would have been there.
Well, you know, I understand being in that situation, and you look back at it now and said, okay, my mom did the best, she could, and a lot of my friends messed up. But do you feel now as an adult, and when you see children around and so forth, I know you don't have kids yourself, but do you really think that there's an alternative to actually putting your hands on somebody? You see what I'm saying?
I feel like there's not. I feel like there's not. To be honest with you, like I feel like when I have kids, I'm not gonna like hit them as much as my mom did, but like I'm gonna discipline them, and if I gotta like give them a little spanky, like yes, I will, because you know what, I be feeling sometimes these parents, they be forgetting. Like my mom always used to tell me, like I'm your parent, I'm not your friend. And a lot of these parents, they want to be talking to their kids about sex. I don't have to talk to my kid about sex, and I felt like my mom was the same way. I don't gotta talk to you about sex. Like if you're not supposed to be having sex, because there is consequences to it.
Well, you talk about when you have kids, you might spank them a little bit, but you had mentioned that when you told your mom that you were stripping, she actually kicked you down the stairs.
We was already, when there's the thing, I've been wanting to tell my mom that I was a dancer. Like I think that if I was to sit down with my mom and I would have told her, like, Mom, I me living with this guy was hard, and the job that I have, it wasn't gonna get me out of his house, and I was so embarrassed to ask you to take me back that I had to start stripping. If I think I would have told her that, she wouldn't I don't think she would have flipped out. I think she would have been very disappointed, but I don't think she would have flipped out. But the reason why I feel like she flipped out, because we was already arguing, and I told her like, oh well, since you kicked me out, and guess what? That's why I'll be fucking stripping now. And I was like, it's because of your fault. And she was like, oh, you stripping, right? And I was like, yep. And since she was already mad, she just pushed me. She pushed me while we was like arguing, and then I like tripped. It wasn't like I flew down like 10 flights of stairs. It was like little, like 5 steps, but it was just still stairs, like, and it's like I just left.
So you started stripping, and you started making money in the beginning, because at first you were working at a grocery store and you got fired, and then you started making a lot more money stripping. But then you also saw the negative parts of it right away.
Yes. Yeah. I saw the negative parts of it was that, like, when I first went to the strip club, I always felt like I was pretty. I always felt like I was pretty. I always felt like I had a nice body. I was never comfortable with my boobs. I think I've been saying I wanted to get my boobs done ever since I was 16, because I always knew that I was always gonna have small boobs, because my whole family got small boobs. But when it got to the strip club, it got worse. Like, I always knew I wanted to get my boobs, but it wasn't a necessity. But when I got there, I felt like it was a necessity to get them done. And so I got them done. And then I used to work like I'll say like in a white strip club. You know what I'm saying? A strip club in downtown. And it's like, I always loved my skin complexion. That I noticed that the Russian and the white girls was making more money than colored girls or a girl like me. And it started making me feel like, I wonder how it would be if I was to make more money if I was light skinned. But then it's like, I definitely don't want to be more lighter than this color. Like, I love my color. If anything, sometimes I want to look even darker. But it just make you feel, sometimes it make you feel like, damn, you're not even good enough. And then when I went to the urban clubs, the clubs in the hood, I started to feel like, damn, I'm not thick enough. Like, now I gotta get my ass done. So it kind of make you feel like your self-esteem always goes down. And then sometimes you get upset at the fact that you will have a guy that probably went to high school with you, they have less with you, they have a less of an education than you, telling you, demanding you to shake your ass faster or slapping my ass. A guy that I feel like is less than me is demanding me to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Then sometimes I used to see girls, they used to have like a nicer body than me, make more money than me, and it used to make me feel crazier because I used to feel like, why is this girl that I feel like is mad dumb, is doing mad drugs, don't have herself together, don't have her priorities together, is making more money than me just because her ass is bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it just like put your self-esteem down, and it kind of made me feel like I was never really good enough.
Well, you got your titties done, and that was, a legal operation. You went to the doctor and, everything else like that. But when you got your ass done, that was an illegal operation. That was just ass shots, right?
Yes. I got ass shots because, in order to get lipo, where, they put the fat transfer in your ass and your ass get bigger, you need to have fat. And I did not have no type of fat. Like, I'm naturally skinny, and then me stripping, I used to get it popping in that pole. You know what I'm saying? So I had super six packs, no fat in my body. I had enough fat to put some in my ass, but I was desperate to have a bigger ass. And then almost every girl was going to this lady that was getting the shots in Queens, and it's like, well, give me her number and hook me up. And it's like, I did what I did. And
well, I mean, did you think at some point, like, okay, this is actually dangerous. Like, I could potentially die from doing this, or I could get messed up. Like, people have literally died from these types of shots, and because they're not FDA approved.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's not done by doctors. I remember once we put up an interview of a woman who lost her arms and legs from getting shots done. So, you want to get money, you feel a certain type of way, but you got your health, and the health is really all you got. So how was that decision kind of put together?
Well, when half of the strippers and the bartenders in New York City have illegal ass shots that is done practically by the same person, it's just like, yeah, I heard that some women died of it, but it's like, what are the odds? Like, what are the odds it's gonna be me? Like, what are the odds? I mean, I could have died with getting my boobs done, It's just like, it was on some what are the odds type of thing. The only thing was that when I was getting my ass shots, I was awake and I almost passed out. Like, I was like, I feel like I'm about to faint. Like, I was telling the lady, and she's like, well, you only have one ass cheek done. So she gave me some milk and some cookies, and then we just continued the procedure. And it's like, when I finished, This ass was fatter. I always had a little butt, but little.
So since you got those initial shots, have you done anything since then?
No, I mean I got my teeth fixed.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, teeth look great, by the way.
Oh, they.
I think you mentioned that you smile even when you're mad now.
I even smile when I'm mad. I be like, damn, I'm upset.
Well, I remember you went on Instagram and you talked about how when these like skinny model girls, I think you were talking about probably Bella Hadid. There's this picture of I think Bella Hadid with like ASAP Rocky and ASAP Ferg, and she has her nipples out, and everyone's like, oh, this is high fashion. But when a girl with big boobs has her titties out, it's considered like a hoe or a slut.
Well, I haven't seen no pictures yet of Bella Hadid, so I don't know. But what, she have her titties out or something? It's like, what's so crazy? All these women nowadays, they want to protest. All these women, they want to talk about how they feminist. Every woman want to talk about how they feminist and how they support each other. But low-key, they be judging. And it's like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. Like, when a girl, they have like a small chest, have her little nipples out, don't have a bra. I don't know. It's like, it's tasteful. It's fashion. But when a girl like me, they have bigger boobs, it's just like, oh, you slut. Like, what the hell? Like, and it's just like, what is the difference?
You talked about how at one point you would cry when people would, say mean things about you online and try to, talk shit about you. Like, what really affected you like that?
Well, I was never used to people saying mean things about me and me not being able to do something about it. Like if somebody talks shit about me, I'm able to find them and beat them up. I cannot find thousands of people that talk bad about me. And as a woman, we all up in our we all like to feel beautiful. We all like to know that we're beautiful. I always felt like I was beautiful. So for thousands of people to always be like, oh, get your teeth fixed, or you and your fake body parts, or you're ugly, like people calling you ugly constantly, it breaks you down. It breaks it more down than it ever have been. And then it's like, people be telling me like, oh, well, you got to get thick skin. Like over the time, it's going to get better. After a while, you're not going to care about it anymore. But it's like, am I? Because there's people like Kanye West. They've been in this industry for so long. There's people like Justin Bieber that has been in this industry for so long. And to this day, they still getting overwhelmed of the criticism. So it's like, am I ever going to have thick skin?
Well, I think that you have to sometimes find a way to block all that out, because I go through it as well. People talk shit about me on my own videos and, on my own social. It's like, damn, I'm giving this to y'all and y'all talking shit about me for free. Like,
well, I catch myself sometimes because it's like, I remember when everybody used to talk crap about my teeth and then I fixed them. Now everybody want to talk crap about my nose. And now everybody want to talk about, oh, how my boobs are so separated. But then I got to catch myself and I got to say, wait a minute. If I was ugly, like these people are claiming that I am, then how the hell I keep getting all the guys that I want? Any guy that I want. I could really get any guy that I want.
Okay, you can get any guy that you want.
Yes. So it's like if I was ugly when I was a dancer, I wouldn't made money. Cause guys don't throw money at ugly girls, right? They don't.
Right.
So I just gotta put that in my head.
Okay. So you talk about getting any guy that you want, but you also talk about how you're trying to keep your body count low by just messing with your exes.
Yes. Sometimes it's like, is it worth like, is it worth sometimes like experimenting? Like, it's like, let's say if I sleep with a guy, right? And I don't like his sex, and then I gotta curve him. And then it's like, damn, that's an extra body. That's the extra body. And then you don't, and now that like in the caliber that I am right now, it's just like you gotta be weary with who you sleep and who you surround yourself with. Like you never know if I sleep with a guy and the next thing you know I'm in the shade room in all fours or sucking cock. You know what I'm saying? Because you just gotta be careful with who you date. And it's like, and I'm not the type of person that just have sex with a guy and it's like, oh, I see you when I see you. I get in my feelings. I get in my bag. So it's just like, I don't want to get in my bag right now.
So when you say you could get any guy that you want, but you don't actually go for any guys?
No, I don't. And sometimes, like me, there's a lot of guys that like if you was to ask me like, do you think that they cute? It's like, yes, they cute, but I don't like them. I have to be around you, get to know you, so I could be like to my friends, like, yo, I think I like this guy. I want to fuck him. Like, it's like a chemistry type of thing. It's not like something that like I see a guy and it's like I want to bone him. Like, it's like I got to have a certain type of chemistry with you. And then I got to think about, am I just lusting? Or is it worth it? Like, is the dick worth it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you've always embraced your sexuality. You know, in your music and also on your social media, you talk about sucking dick and fucking and everything else like that. You know, for example, we have Lord Jamar as a regular guest on VladTV. And when we talked about slut shaming,
if you were the guy whose sister everybody was fucking, wouldn't you be embarrassed of that? Or would you stand up there with pride? That's right, my sister's a slut, and I'm fucking proud of it. Matter of fact, we going to this fucking march right now. Cause that shit is where it's at. That's popping. You know damn well you wouldn't do that, so don't fucking sit here and act like you would.
It's a complicated
Nah,
statement.
it ain't nothing complicated about it. Slut should be shamed, B.
I'm a little bit liberal, but then again, I'm really not. For example, I don't feel like that talking about sex, it's being a slut. We're talking about sex. Sex is regular. Sex is natural. Like people, I think that's what girls talk about. Girls talk about their hair. They talk about the things that's going on in celebrity life. And they talk about sex. Like, oh my God, girl, let me tell you about this guy. And girls be trying to give each other advice about sex. But I feel like this slut shaming thing, sometimes it gets a little bit overboard. Like, it's like, I'm not going to tell a girl, like, yo, you could do whatever you want with your pussy. It's your pussy. Because at the end of the day, if you fuck 5 guys from the same block, you will get slut shamed. And it's not going to feel good. And it's like, oh, damn. It's not going to feel good when people slut shame you. So, like, just don't do it. Like, don't go bugging out with your vagina. Because, trust me, words go around and the world is small. Like, the world is so small.
Well, you were on Lisa Everett's show, and James Manning was on there, and the two of you kind of went back and forth a little bit. It seemed like you were kind of bothered by some of the stuff that he was saying. And one of the things that kind of stood out is that he called Beyonce a stripper, and you said, no, she's not. And you know something? I understand your point, but I also kind of understand his point, because even though she's not technically stripping, she is wearing almost thongs. She is shaking her ass on stage. And you know what I'm saying? Like, certain cultures would consider that stripping.
I mean, is different. Just because you think it's similar is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, would you call a cameraman a photographer because they both have cameras? No.
I mean, technically, you can.
No, but they're gonna be, but they're gonna be like, I'm not a photographer. I am a cameraman. Oh, but you have a camera. But I'm still not a photographer. I'm a cameraman. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything has its own everything has its own profession. That's why they have, like, you cannot say an architect is an engineer. Like, so that's what I'm saying. And it's just like, I don't understand why stripping is such a sin. What is such a sin? Like, to be honest, like, stripping practically, like, saved me. Like, it's like I used to beg. I used to pray to God, like, please, God, change my life. Please. I used to work in Amish market. Like, please, God, I need help. I'm so hungry. Like, I'm so broke. What are the odds a guy to tell me, my manager, after they fired me, like, listen, you have a nice body. You should consider being a stripper. Go across the street. And then it changed me. It changed me. It got me everything that I wanted. Like, why is it okay that people praise drug dealers and scammers, but they shame strippers? These strippers are getting money from people that are considered like it's crazy. Like, you're hustling a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's women that are getting money off lawyers. They are getting money off these drug dealers that make the illest bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Well, I think the reason why people do it is because I don't think anyone, as much as you would praise stripping and, you know, it got you out of the position that you're at, if you had a daughter, I don't think you would look at her and say, I hope you're a stripper when you get older. You know what I'm saying? You would want something different from her, you know, with her than you had to go through yourself. And I think that's what happens. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a problem with strippers. It's fine. But then once it hits close to home, you start to think of it a little bit differently.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I was to have a daughter, right, and she was to tell me that she want to be a stripper, I'm going to tell her, listen, I'm going to give you an allowance, because my mom wasn't able to give me an allowance. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell her, listen, I'm going to give you an allowance, and I'm going to make sure you have your own place for you to go to college. But if you want to be a dancer, you let me know if you want to be a dancer. I take away everything that I work hard for to give to you. I will take it away, and I'm going to see how you are going to make it. And I'm going to let her see the struggle her own self. And then when you see it, you come back to me and you talk to me. You know what I'm saying? You talk to me. There has been times that I have seen some of my friends, like when I used to be a dancer, there have been times that I used to see some of my friends like, yo, I'm getting evicted. Like, I don't even have money to give my daughter to get Pampers for them and this and that. And I used to see that they had a nice body and potential. And it's like, why don't you come with me to the club? Because it's just like, it's money. It's money. People do, it's money. It's easy money.
I mean, and it's legal. I mean,
and
I think
it's legal. So,
you know, it's like, would you rather have your daughter be a stripper or a drug dealer? If you had to choose one, which one would you do? I would probably say
a stripper, because it's like, I will be. First of all, I gotta be paranoid if my daughter goes to jail. Second of all, I gotta be paranoid if my daughter gets killed, because drug dealers are the ones that get killed before a stripper would. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you gotta tell a girl, like, don't mess the game up. A lot of people be getting it twisted. They be thinking that strippers are prostitutes, which I don't care if you're a prostitute or not. Because if that's how you want to make your profit, then go ahead. Shit.
Today's episode of the Vlad Couch is brought to you by Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon was founded out of the belief that they could make superior, well-made basics worth wearing. All Mack Weldon products are crafted with natural fibers and have built-in performance capabilities. And the result is a collection of shirts, socks, and underwear made with an unparalleled fit. Do we mention it's shipped right to your front door too? Look, there's even a line of silver underwear and shirts that are naturally antimicrobial, which means they eliminate odor. So go to MackWeldon.com, that's MackWeldon.com, and get 20% off your first purchase when you use promo code VLAD, that's VLAD. And check this out, this is crazy. If you don't like the first pair, you can keep it and they'll still refund you. No questions asked. That's how much Mack Weldon believes in their product. Again, go to MacWeldon.com and use promo code VLAD to get 20% off your purchase. Smart design, premium fabrics, and simple shopping with Mack Weldon. Well, you talked about how you date men, but you have fun with women.
Yes, because I had sex with women, but I never fell in love with a woman. I never fell in love with a woman. I never had a girl that I wanted to be my girlfriend and I see the rest of my life with. I see the rest of my life with, and I be falling in love with men. But I do like to have, stuff with women. Like, I'm attracted to women,
So you've had sex with women, just the two of you, or only threesomes?
No. I had a threesome a couple of times, but when I do it, it's just only to satisfy my dude, to get cool points with my dude. But I never really enjoy it. I enjoy intimacy. So I enjoy intimacy with me and a girl. I enjoy intimacy with me and my guy. When it's the three thing, it's just like a show. It's fake, like porn. You're just doing it to look good. Not because it's like, oh, babe, we should have a threesome. I love having threesomes. Like, people be saying that they love having threesomes. I don't know how, because I just don't really like it. Like, it's like I don't feel the warmth.
You can't focus. You get kind of distracted a little bit. Yeah.
You just can't focus.
I mean, like, how do you feel like in hip hop, like you now see more homosexuality in hip hop? So, for example, what you could say is the hottest rapper in New York right now is Young M.A., who's a lesbian.
Yeah.
It's the first openly gay poppin' rapper. And then McConan just came out of the closet as gay. Chance the Rapper's brother came out as bisexual. Like, as someone who is somewhat bisexual, how do you feel about that?
I mean, if you're bisexual, if you're gay, what does that have to do with your talent? It's like, what does being gay have to do with your talent? That's all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just hip hop is just very homophobic.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I know that sometimes I wouldn't be able to bring. You know how it is, like. But hey, you can't deny good music, and then like there's rappers that actually trying to make it cool. Like when Young Thug was doing that whole gay thing, people didn't stop listening to him, right?
I mean, that's the thing about music is that a hit song will fix anything.
Yeah, like it's like people don't stop listening to you. People want to front like, oh, they hate it. It's not stopping them from making no bread, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when you first came out as a rapper, I think most people were like, okay, this is a reality star who raps. This is a stripper who raps. You've seen porn star rappers. You've seen a lot of gimmicky rappers try to make it, but didn't really go anywhere. But then you came out and you actually started charting and started to get a real following. Like, how did it feel to have people really fuck with you? Because I feel like you had a higher hurdle than someone who just came out just completely unknown and started rapping.
Yes, like, and you want to know what's so crazy? People think that it's like so easy for me because, like I already had a following. But what people don't understand is that my personality and what the things that I have done, the drama that I have gotten into on reality TV show, it might overshadow my music. That's why I knew. And I know that people that on reality always talking about like, yeah, I'm an artist, I'm gonna be an artist. And that's why I always felt like it's like I gotta put extra work in my music so they could take me serious. You know what I'm saying? And especially because I'm a very funny person and I do a lot of jokes. Like I'm like almost a comedian. Like I don't give a fuck. If you think I'm a comedian, that's cool because that's what I love to. I love making people laugh. But it's like something that I don't want people to laugh is my music. So I make sure I took my time and I paid a lot of money so I could have the best engineers. so I could do my music in the best the best studios. Have the best producers, and I wanted to use new producers that a lot of people didn't know, because I'm all about giving chances, because I always want people to give me a chance, like give me a chance. And it's like, if people giving me a chance, and I know how good it feels when people give me a chance, that's why I give new people chances. And I know it was gonna be very hard, because everybody nowadays be like, yeah, I'm gonna be a rapper. Yeah, I'm gonna be a singer. Yeah, like I'm working on, and like, you see an episode of Love and Hip Hop, like, well, we in the studio right now and nobody hears their music. So I knew I had to put extra work so I could get respected.
Like, at what point did you actually say, okay, like, I'm really going to be focusing on the rapping seriously? This is not just a little hobby of just, putting out some shit every so often.
Well, I always been the type of I always been like a very poetic poem person, like since high school, right? But I'm a very negative person. That's one thing. I'm very yes, believe it or not, I'm very negative. Like I'm the type of person that I'm very realistic. I'm so over realistic that, as an adult, I was like, yeah, my dreams is to be a rapper. But what makes me think that out of anybody, I will be the one to pop or blow up? And then on top of that, I ain't had money to go to a goddamn studio, spend $200-$300. I need $200-$300 to pay my light bill and my goddamn cable. So I just been gave up on my dream. Then when I got popular on Instagram and I had a manager, he noticed every time I was on the road that I was remixing things, and I was changing the words to things. And he was like, yo, you're so witty. You're so witty. And it's like, you ever consider rapping? And it's like, yeah, I used to, but not really. He's like, oh, you should try. You could make money off of it. And then I was thinking like, yo, if I make a song and I make a little video, I'll probably get mad views on YouTube and make bread off of that. And who knows, people will buy it on iTunes. Make a little money off iTunes. And then when I went to the studio and he got me and he showed me some beats, and I started writing to beats. I never wrote to beats. I wrote to it. But then my manager was saying like, you're flowing, but you're not flowing that good, and you don't have a voice. Because I was rapping like with my regular voice. And it's like, all right, this is ridiculous. And then I keep on practicing. And then it's like, I got so good. Then it's like, it was something that I kept wanting to do. Like I wanted to get good at.
I listened to your whole mixtape, the new one, Gangster Bitch Music Volume 2, and it's like, you actually got some lines in there, and you write your own shit. Mm-hmm. And and it's like, as someone who's been listening to rap most of his life, it's like, I know the difference between someone who's just bullshitting and someone who's like, okay, like I sat here and crafted this verse, and I'm saying some shit that you wouldn't expect me to say, and so forth. And like, I guess a lot of people just assume that you are a ghostwriter, or you got, someone's just writing for you, but you actually do all your own shit.
Yeah, the thing is that I'm from New York. And I listen to hip hop like practically my whole life. And then as I'm writing things, I study when these guys be freestyling, what is considered bars, what are considered metaphors. And it's just like, and this is why I'm so grateful that I went to school, because I get to put things together. Like my vocabulary is not the greatest, but I do read. I just decide to go this route because it's like street lingo, like what's up?
Well, I noticed that on the song "What's Poppin',"
Yeah.
you actually quoted Lil' Kim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that one of your favorites?
Of course. She has to be everybody's favorite. Like, well, the type of things that she used to say, I used to be into. Like, I always used to like the slutty talk. Like, yeah, wow, this is so cool. Even when I was a virgin, it was like I think it's like an alter ego thing. You see, women like to feel that way. Every woman likes to feel that way.
Yeah, and you know what I noticed that on your mixtape you didn't really have any kind of big name features. Well, I think you had like a reggae feature on there, but you know, and you had Casanova 2 times on there, but there was no like big names. It seemed like you wanted to just focus on yourself.
Yeah, I wanted to focus on myself. And then I also thought too, because, you know, I'm cheap. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I could pay an artist, because I don't really know a lot of artists. I don't really interact with people too much. I'm the type of person, I get paid 2 hoes and I go home. I'm not the type of person to be on people's faces and everything. Even when I was a dancer and artists used to come in the club, it's like I never really got, hey, how are you? What's your name? No, I shake my ass. I want my money back. So, in order for me, like, to get artists, it's like, I guess I have to pay them. And it's like, do I really want to pay these artists to make a song with me for a mixtape? No, I'll save that little money for my album. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this is a free mixtape. People are buying it because it's good and people support me, but it's free. It don't make no sense to give somebody whatever the hell they asking for a free mixtape. Like I never really want to bother nobody, because the people that are on my mixtape is people that like, yo, I really like your music and I feel like you're gonna go far. So let's do this song together because I believe that you're going to go far. It's the people on my mixtape are the people that believe in me. So it's like, all right, thank you. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean Casanova sounds great. Also, like, on that song with you.
Yeah.
You know, we actually just interviewed him like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, he's on some shit for real.
Yeah.
So I noticed that like in your music and in your conversation, you use the N-word a lot.
Yeah.
And this is like one of the most loaded words. I mean, I would say this is the most loaded word in the English language. You know, I remember at one point there was a whole thing where Jennifer Lopez used it in one of her verses. I think Ja Rule wrote the verse, but she used it, and there was this whole backlash over like Latinos using the N-word and so forth like that. Like, what's your approach to that?
It's something that like is like a lingo. Like even if I want to stop saying it, I really can't stop saying it. Like I'm sorry. Like it seems like it's something that is so normal, which is bad, but like it is what it is. And if it comes to the fact that she's Latina, you know, like my parents, my father's side, we're Spanish, we're Hispanic and everything. But it's like, where do them Spanish people came from? Where them Latina people came from? They mix people, you know. We mix with African, European, mulattic and everything. And it's just like, what am I considered? And at the end of the day, like Latinos and Hispanic, they are considered a minority. Like you think white folks see Hispanic and black people like oh yeah, they're Hispanic, they're black. No, we are all considered the same to them. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, you actually talked about in one of your interviews that you feel like that dark-skinned girls don't get praised by society as much as light-skinned girls.
Yes, it's true. Have you ever been to a strip club in New York? It's kind of sad. Do you know that right now in the strip club in New York, the bartenders are the new thing right now? And if you notice, they don't even hire black bartenders in New York City strip clubs, which is sad.
Why do you think that is?
Because I feel like people is having these fetish with these girls that they consider exotic, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel you. I mean, I think like America as a whole is getting more mixed. You know, you're starting to see more biracial kids and everything else like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I remember there was this really interesting interview from years ago. It was with Foxy Brown, and she said that before her, when you look at all the music videos, it was always the light-skinned chick, you know, the chick with the long curly hair and everything else like that. And once Foxy came out, dudes was like, yeah, I want that bad dark-skinned bitch. Like, yeah, like, you know, she sort of changed the way beauty was viewed in hip-hop.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sad. I don't know what it is. I have dated guys that they're black, and they have told me like I don't date black girls, and it's like I be telling them, but you're black, but your mom is black. You don't think that's weird? And then they tell me, well, you don't date Spanish guys, right? And I say, no, I don't. I date black guys. And it's like, so it's a preference thing, which is kind of like absurd to me. But then it's just like, I have a preference myself.
No, I feel you. I mean, I mostly date black girls. I mean, although I've dated pretty much everything, but most of my long-term relationships were with black girls, and clearly I'm not black. But you don't date Spanish guys at all?
No.
Do you have any idea why?
I guess I like, first and first, I like dark complexion. And it seemed like every dark guy that I ever like, they African American or Jamaican. I don't even like people I think that like is my race, just because I like to date people that are different from me. Like I like to date people that are not like me. I like their culture. I already know my culture, so I want something new to me. You know? If I'll probably date a white person because I want to know more about their culture, but I'm not attractive to light skin, you know? So
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone deserves their own preference, you know. But I think that once people say that they don't,
you could have your own preference. You could have your own preference. It's okay. You could like what you wanna like, but don't ever feel like somebody is better than somebody else. Like, don't ever be like, oh, like for example, if a guy was to say like, I don't like black girls because those are not my preference. Okay, but don't ever make it seem like I don't like black girls because I think light-skinned girls look better. Don't ever be on some like somebody look better than somebody else because of a skin complexion.
well, but isn't that what you're saying though? If you're saying I fuck with a certain type of person because that's my preference,
but
you're
that's
saying that person looks better to me.
But it's not because it looks better, cause don't make it seem like, oh, you're not like, a lot of people be like, you know, I like an exotic girl, I like a foreign girl. So it's like, what you trying to say? Because that's like me saying I don't think light skinned men are not exotic and foreign. You feel me?
Yeah.
I just like what I like. I'm never gonna make a light skinned man feel like they less than a dark skinned guy because it's what I like.
Yeah.
Don't ever make them. I will never make them feel like they less beautiful than what I like.
Yeah.
Don't make nobody feel like they less beautiful than somebody else.
Today's episode of VladTV is brought to you by Blue Apron. For less than $10 a meal, Blue Apron delivers easy-to-follow seasonal recipes along with pre-portioned ingredients right to your door. No more overspending at restaurants or high-end grocery stores. With Blue Apron, you can prepare delicious, memorable meals yourself in under 40 minutes. Blue Apron is partnered with over 150 local farms, fisheries, and ranchers across the U.S. to ensure that all of their ingredients are of the highest quality. It's delicious, quality food that you can feel good about. Some of the upcoming meals available in March include salmon piccata with orzo and broccoli, pork chops and miso butter with bok choy and marinated apple, vegetable chili and baked sweet potatoes with crispy tortilla chips, and spicy shrimp coconut curry with cabbage and rice. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with shipping by going to blueapron.com/Vlad. Incredible home cooking has never been more attainable thanks to Blue Apron, so sign up today. That's blueapron.com/Vlad. Now, you would put up an Instagram video where you had an iced out Patek Philippe watch. Mm-hmm. And you seemed like the happiest person in the world at that moment.
It wasn't like, I was happy because it's like who don't be happy when they get new stuff. But the thing is, I was happy because a lot of people wanna stay trying to play me. Cause I always talk about shmoney, like I love shmoney, but I don't show it off. I don't show it off. Like you barely see me taking pictures with money and everything. So a lot of people want like calling me a broke bitch. Cause I always used to talk about my struggles, so people like to call me a broke bitch. And it's like sometimes I be feeling like it's like I'm broke, and I just want to put up my bank account, but it's like, nah. So I guess the money was like a symbol or a sign that it's like I'm not broke. Cause if I was broke, I wouldn't spend it on a goddamn watch. Trust me, I wouldn't. No, I won't.
Well, and this has always been an interesting debate. Like, I interviewed Russell Simmons, and we got into this big argument.
I mean, if you get rich, how many seats can you sit your ass in at one time? I mean, how many seats you got? One seat at a time. So life's goal is a comfortable seat, quiet, comfortable, awakened seat. That's it.
So you're saying that having a certain amount of money doesn't bring happiness at all? Because I would actually disagree with that.
You can disagree with it if you want to.
Yeah.
But money has nothing to do with your happiness.
As someone who's been dead broke and now has, fuck the watch, you have a bank account, you have savings. Do you feel that you're happier right now than when you were broke, or not really?
Sometimes. It's a sometime thing. Like, it makes me happy. It makes me happy that I'm able to afford what I want. And it makes me happy that I get to treat my family. But I feel like the way that I have money kind of took away a lot of my happiness. Because I remember when a lot of people didn't used to know me and I was stripping and I was broke. I wasn't broke, but I didn't have much money. But I was happy because I get to do whatever I want, and I could have an opinion, and I wasn't limited to the things that wanted to come out my mouth, and I felt pretty, and I have millions of people trying to change me. I was happy. Like, I was happy. Sometimes I feel like depressed because it's like I could have a good day, and you never know when somebody makes a meme out of you clowning you that might put you down. Or there's somebody that's talking about my family member. It's a 50-50 thing, to be honest with you. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I can relate to that part. And
like, matter of fact, when I was younger, right, and I see a lot of these celebrities committing suicide, I used to tell myself, why they committing suicide? They're rich. I want to commit suicide. I'm broke. Why y'all want to die? Y'all got money. Who wants to die? Y'all got money. Y'all famous. And so, like, now I'm kind of in their shoes. And it's like, I know why. The peer pressure, the critics, it just drives you kind of like insane. And some people always telling me like, oh, you shouldn't care about what people say, this and that. You're not in my shoes.
Well, I mean, I could relate. I mean, every so often someone like, ats me or comments, I can't wait for you to die. I can't wait for you to get killed. And it's like, you read this and go like,
but why do people tell you that?
Whatever reason, man.
Well, I'm going to make research on you and I'm going to see what. Because all you do is really ask questions.
People blame me for everything. Every bad thing that happens in the world is my fault. Everything everyone says about themselves in my interviews is my fault. But I've learned to just not read comments, not read replies. I separate myself from it and I just focus on the work. And it's made me happier by doing that. Have you ever just said, okay, I'm just going to take a social media break for a week?
Yeah, but even if I don't see the comments, I still have that pressure that I feel like I got to succeed to show them. Because I'm already here. Like, ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back. I'm going to always be known. Like, people going to always recognize me. So it's no turning back. But now I got that peer pressure to show people that I'm more than what a lot of people think that I am or that I will be. So that peer pressure, sometimes it drives you insane. You know what I'm saying? So many people, like before I had 2 or 3 people then wanted me to lose. Now I have thousands of people that are expecting me to fail, and I cannot fail because I have to prove them something. So I don't have to read it. I already know. So that
Nah, I feel you.
pressure, it gets so overwhelming that it just, you just overwhelmed. But
Well, but what about the part of, when you talk about money may not bring you happiness, but you could look at your bank account and say, I'm not worried about my bills for the next 6 months, the next year, the next 2-3 years. Like I could focus on focusing on the things that I want to focus on, as opposed to I got to do this to make some money. And you start making better decisions when you have a certain amount of savings. I mean, don't you think?
yeah, definitely, because you could do more things that you wanted to do. I remember when I was dancing. When I was dancing, my goal was, by the age I'm 25, I know I'm gonna have $100,000 in my bank account, and I'm gonna buy a house. I'm gonna buy a 3-family house, and I'm gonna flip it, and that's gonna get me out the strip club. And now, it's just like all the business ideas that I have is driving me crazy because now I could do it. But either way, so it's just it just goes to show you that it's not even all about the money. Like, for example, I have so much ex-boyfriends that did me so filthy, and it's like all of a sudden, like, you want to treat me like you want to be with me, you want to treat me like I'm golden, and it's like I'm still the same girl. I still got the same vagina, I still got the same ass, and I still talk the same, and I still cook the same. And it's just like, I feel like people don't even love me anymore for Bacardi, Belcalis. Like, people love me, Cardi B. I feel like sometimes people don't even love me for me. Like, I feel like people just love the clout. People like the fact that, like, yeah, my girl got money now. Like, my girl is a get money bitch. My bitch gets in here. My bitch is right there. It just made me feel like, wow, am I ever going to find real love for me? Like, is anybody ever gonna love me? And I just be feeling like, sometimes I even catch myself, like, telling the guy that I'm dealing with, like, you don't love me. You just love me because I am who I am. Nah, the reason why you don't leave me is because I am who I am. Because I be doing fucking grimy shit to these guys, and they don't leave me. And it's like, why you not leaving me? Because I am who I am?
Like grimy shit. Like, what do you mean?
I be doing my thing. Like, I be playing games. I play games. And it's like, I bet if I was a regular bitch, like, 'cause it's like, guys be telling me, like, no woman ever did this to me. No girl ever made me feel this way. No girl ever shitted on me like this before. And it's like, so why are you letting me do this to you? Why are you letting me do this to you? Because I am who I am? That means you don't really like me because who I am. You like me because Cardi. You know what I'm saying?
You went to, I guess, Flint, Michigan, and you had 800 people say fuck Donald Trump?
Because that's how I feel.
I mean, as a woman of color and as a Latino, how do you feel about Donald Trump right now?
Like, you want to know something? Of course I hated him. Then when he became president, I was like, well, we stuck with him. I'm going to give him the benefit of a doubt. Maybe he's just saying these things to get vote from these racist guys, and then bam, he's just going to surprise us and do good things as a president. And it's just like, now he's getting me upset all over again. All over again, because first of all, you're starting things. Like, I saw that he was going back and forth on Twitter with China. Why are you looking for problems with them, people? Why? Why are you looking for problems with them? And then it's like, you're so focused on a wall. Why are you so focused on a wall? Why? When there's people in, like, places like Chicago that guys are killing each other out of nothing. Why are you not so focused on things like that? Why are you not so focused on building new schools? Who's going to pay for this wall? Us, with our tax money? Immigrants don't, and then it's so offensive to me. Like, It's so offensive to me, like the way he constantly making us feel like immigrants are the reason why this country is not seceding. Like, let me tell you something. My grandfather came to this country and he lost his middle finger in an American factory, working for America, doing manufacturers for America. So how you gonna make my grandfather or my family that work their ass, they bust their ass, you're gonna make them feel like they are a bother to this country when they have put so much work in. I'm not even, and look, I'm not Mexican. But I have seen Mexican carpenters outside like at 6 o'clock in the morning waiting for a van to pick them up to work. And you're gonna make those people feel like they are a bother to America, like they come to America for only benefits. All right, we come for benefits, but we also build for America to be great.
You're actually on the next season of being Mary Jane.
Yeah.
So are you acting, or are you just, being Cardi B?
No, I'm acting. Well, I think I'm only in one episode. Like, people have been blowing it up, and it's like, I'm only in one episode. I don't want. It's not so crazy, but it is a big deal because it's just like a step. It's a little step. Every little step, it's a big step. And the character, I was so happy that the character, she's kind of similar to me, so I didn't have to do a role that I have to be extremely dramatic or extremely out of my element.
So you actually came in and read for the role and had to audition and everything else like that?
Yeah, I did that. I read it. I auditioned on it on camera. I sent it to them, and then the next day, it was like, oh, yeah, we filming for it.
Yo, congrats. That's a big deal. It's one thing to be on reality TV. It's another thing to actually be a paid actor.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, listen, Cardi B, congratulations on everything. Wish you the best of luck in all your endeavors, whether it's acting, music, whatever other businesses you want to start. Definitely happy for you.